Laffy said, "Can I ask you a bit of an awkward question? What kind of demon would you say Velvet is?"
Well...
Oh, don't worry. I'm not trying to find a vulnerability or anything. I'm only asking out of curiosity.
It's not that I doubt you, Eleanor. I just don't know much about her myself.
You fought against her, haven't you? She consumes her enemies with her left hand and claims their power. She's a demon like absolutely no other. Plunk just about any demon down in front of her, and I bet she could devour it in a single gulp.
Yeah, I'd say that's pretty much true. Sometimes demons that she doesn't entirely devour turn human again, but...
What? You've seen demons turn back into humans?
Is it that big of a deal?
Of course it is! Everyone knows that once you catch Demon Blight, that's it.
Wait, what?
There's no turning back. Although, I did see it happen with the High Priest Gideon. I wonder if there's some kind of connection.
Not that it matters if he turned back, demon or not, he's dead either way.
Whatever it is, it's of no concern to a pirate.
If I were you, I wouldn't worry about what's normal. If things were normal, we wouldn't have found each other.
You have a point.
Sorry I couldn't help, Eleanor.
No, you didn't do anything wrong. But I need to keep digging until I find out more about the kind of demon Velvet is.
Velvet. A velvet demon.
It looks pretty tough. Yeah, I've been around a long time, but I've never seen anything like it. It must be a new species.
Incredible!
A new species is usually named after the person who discovered it. The Laphicet rhinoceros beetle, then?
Rhinoceros beetle? Whoa now, that's a stag beetle if I ever saw one.
No. Those things may look like pincers, but they're actually horns. A three-horned beetle will cause quite a stir in the bug community.
Hey, I know pincers when I see them, and those were some mighty pincers. The Laphicet stag beetle has a better ring to it, right?
What part of that sounds better?
The whole thing. Stag beetles are the strongest after all.
I can't let that go unchallenged. The rhinoceros is the king of beetledom.
Beetledom? More like beetle dumb.
That doesn't help your case at all.
Rokuro.
They both get to the inside, right?
Dangerous storm brewing.
The rhino is a one-trick pony with its horn, but a stag can cut its opponents in half. Its weapons can be used in any situation. The stag is a true swordsman.
That's petty trickery. The only beetle with the raw muscle to decide its own fate is the rhino.
But they only live for a year. The stag can survive through the winter.
They live hard and die young. Is the beauty of such a life lost on you?
Why is it that boys get so excited when they talk about bugs?
Rhinoceros, stag, or butterfly. It's all no matter to me.
They all look like cockroaches.
They're totally different!
So, what will you name it? I think Rhino Stagros for now.
Just like no clue what it is both now. Wait, what? Where's the entrance? Oh, we go northwest, we should be fine, right?
Your style is really unique.
Enough waiting. Enough waiting.
Come on, put up some fight, okay?
Salatoma flowers smell so sweet, like raspberries.
Let me smell. Oh, they smell tasty.
Do they really taste that bad?
They lure you in with their scent, but once that flower hits your tongue, its flavor transforms into something dreadful.
Dreadful like how?
The petals melt into a liquid thousands of times stronger than mint, and the leaves and stem taste richer than the richest beef tongue. The two flavors clash and fizz on your tongue, and your whole body is racked with choking pain.
What?
Seriously?
That's what Ifrit told me anyway.
It's actually true.
Oh, wait.
That's exactly what it's like.
You've tasted it before, haven't you? Is there any way around it?
You can squeeze it, boil it, mix it with honey, but nothing gets rid of the taste. Trying to mix it or sweeten it makes it even harder for some to swallow.
Have you taken yours?
No, I'll do it once I'm back on the ship with the pirates.
Wait, are you the type that puts off unpleasant tasks?
Not at all. I simply cannot be the first to drink it when others are still waiting for us to deliver their doses.
You do know that you'll have to drink double the dose after you start displaying the symptoms, right?
Are you certain?
Quit being so stubborn. It'd be better if you just got it over with.
And you've taken your dose?
No, I don't need to. Having a tethered Moloch drink it is enough to absorb its effects.
But to a Moloch, it tastes...
Yes, the cuter you are, the worse it tastes. It's good to be an exorcist, eh, Eleanor?
Do I have to drink it?
Of course not. I'll suffer through my own dose of Salatoma.
Oh, pooh. How dull. Whew.
We won, right? Right?
No, we didn't win. Of course not.
I won't improve by fighting weak.
Stop fooling around.
But I'm serious about my fooling around.
Oh, fuck it.
I need to be careful not to misuse my power.
What? Okay. You make Moggy a little bit better fight. Oh, this dude's here.
You think there's any chance that wanted Moloch would launch an attack here?
His target's probably Loringen, but stay sharp just in case. He might try to break open the bug cage as a diversion.
Wanted Moloch? Loringen?
First that demon Rex Helavis, and then Eleanor betrays us? We're never gonna catch a break.
Quit whining. Cleaning up messes is our job.
Looks like our Abby buddies are up to something.
And the bug cage. That barrier, I assume?
If so, it won't be long before they find out we broke in.
Then we should make our exit while we can.
Maybe we should stay there the whole time.
Hey, is everyone all right?
We can go all the way back in now. Yay!
Did you think you could escape me? You're not hurt, are you?
No.
I unleashed all my power. Maybe I overdid it.
We didn't do enough. Do you think about that? Maybe we want to deal more damage, Rockbro.
I did good, didn't I? I did good, didn't I?
It's Zavid.
How goes it? Zavid! Easy there, bro. I don't got time to spar today. Got a date lined up.
That artifact you've got belongs to Ifried. Why do you have it?
Just picked it up off the ground somewhere.
Wait, wait.
Don't screw with me, tough guy. I have ways of making you talk.
Ha! I wonder how much pain gets you to open up.
You're the one about to be tested.
It's not up to you how this goes. If I want to talk, we'll talk. If I want to fight, we'll fight.
What are you?
Oh shit.
I'd play more, but I don't want to keep old Pointybeard waiting. We'll chat some more later, with our fists.
Wait!
Aizen! We need to get the flowers to everyone on the ship!
You can handle it!
But you're...
Let's head back, Laffy said.
Alright.
I want to fight. Zavid. Why? Zavid, not Zavid.
Even a short weapon is effective.
Not even worth my time.
that thing Zavid was holding? What do you think that was?
From the sound of it, it seemed to belong to Ifried.
I've never seen any object or art quite like it. Maybe it's that relic Ifried brought back from a continent across the sea.
An art from another continent. Do you think Aizen will be alright?
That Moloch seemed to know what he was doing. I'd rather we just stayed out of his way, but...
First the throne, and now here. What is Zavid after, anyway?
He was probably just making up that date business. But still, old Pointybeard?
Just like Ifried. When I was talking with Benwick, he said Ifried had a pointy beard.
You don't say.
Then I bet Zavid is that wanted Moloch the Abbey's looking for.
Wait, what?
Yeah. He must be aware they're after him. And then he baited Aizen into following him, using something that belonged to Ifried.
And I'm pretty sure Aizen knew that, but he went after him all the same. Ugh, this can only go well, I'm sure.
Is Aizen in trouble?
It
No.
doesn't matter either way, if his Corsair scourge goes untreated. For now, let's get back to the ship.
It's probably scared. It found the Reaper's curse. Any arts ones? Yes, there is. Okay. I mean, it's just a straight up upgrade, right? If he's already mastered these. Enhancing what they have equipped is going to be really helpful, right? We need, so what we need for upgrades mostly, we need fluorite, fluorite, that's fine. Silver, and bronze. Probably not going back to the gray sheet, so that's fine. Maybe just a +1 on whatever I can, right? Got a Westral title, whatever that means. I don't know what a Westral is. Let's find out. A Westral is tons of gold. Recreate jobs. Oh no.
Look! A frog!
It's unusual to see one this close to the sea.
Hey, I thought of a poem! Day at Port Renede. A frog jumps into the void. The sound of the sea.
It's a haiku.
Moggy-Loo?
What was that? Just a little poem that popped into my head. My inspiration came from pondering the terror a frog would feel if it unwittingly leapt into the salty ocean. That's...
I don't get it at all.
I got another one! Skinny little frog, Moggy-Loo is on your side. Do not give up hope.
I guess that one is about rooting for a frog?
Yeah.
That's right. I once bet a fortune on a game of chance involving frogs. That was my inspiration for this one. What do you think? Poetic, isn't it?
I think you have a gambling problem.
So, did this skinny frog win?
Nope. I lost my entire bet.
I think we can call that poetic justice.
We made it.
Brought back your solitomas. Drink up.
You've saved us! But where's the first mate?
He ran off.
We bumped into some wannabe tough guy Moloch and he just took off after him.
What? That must have been Zavid! Why didn't you guys follow him?
And leave you all with the Corsair Scourge?
Yes! Eisen's the one in danger here.
Is it because the Abbey is after Zavid?
So you even knew about it? I heard the details from a merchant who deals with the Abbey. Some big-shot exorcist named Melchior has set up a trap for Zavid and Loringen. If Eisen gets caught up in that, he might not make it out alive.
So now there's Melchior to worry about.
Why is Lord Melchior assuming direct command to capture Zavid? Wait, that's not important. What matters is I can turn Lavi's head over to him and finally return to the Abbey.
Melchior is a legate. A powerful enemy, trap or no.
Ugh, you guys are useless! Well, fine. If you're not going to go help him, we will.
What makes you think you're capable of being any help?
Would you let an ally get slaughtered just because you were scared?
What?
We want to save him. Maybe we'll lose. It still won't stop us. We are the ones who decide our fates. Only us. That's just the creed of Eifried's pirates.
You're a real hothead, you know that? Nobody said anything about not helping Eisen.
Huh?
You all stay here, take your medicine like good little boys, and be ready to welcome back your first mate and captain.
The captain?
Why else would Eisen knowingly barge into a trap, if not to save Eifried?
Of course! Leave the ship and crew to me.
Here, this one's for you.
Those pirates haven't a lick of sense in them.
They don't let reason dictate who they protect.
If you say so, Demon.
It ain't spelling.
Now, about where Eisen's headed.
Those exorcists were talking about some place called Loringen.
Yes, it's a tower in the northern part of Westgand where the exorcists train.
Lines up with what Benwick told us. That must be the place.
There must be a lot of exorcists. Hang in there, Eisen.
That'll take more than basic exorcists to do him in.
We ought to pity any poor exorcists who meet the Reaper.
Right. Let's work together and find him.
No.
Solatoma is as awful as I remember. I'd hoped I'd never have to drink it again.
Are you alright, Eleanor?
Is this your second experience with the Corsair Scourge?
No, I had it for a different reason. In the Abbey, it's tradition for initiates to drink Solatoma as part of their welcoming festivities.
Sounds like hazing to me.
When everyone shares the same experience, drinking something so shockingly revolting, our bonds are strengthened. It's a good thing.
If you say so.
I really did believe I'd never have to taste it again. To be blunt, I hate it.
You're lucky you think it tastes so terrible. That means you also know what tastes good. Right, Velvet?
What does that mean?
Velvet can't taste anything aside from blood.
What? Is that because she's a demon?
I'm aware of one other flavor. Mogulu, here's your dose of Solatoma.
No!
Get back here!
Don't! Keep that salad away from... I see. The sweet taste of another suffering. Why does it seem like everyone around me is completely mad?
Yeah! Continuing to fight when you know you'll lose just is insane!
Would you stand around and watch your comrade die, just because you're scared?
I wouldn't want to, but getting myself killed wouldn't save anyone either.
Yes, it would be illogical to fight.
Is being illogical really that bad?
Well...
At the Empyrean's throne, I remember Velvet standing, despite the horrible pain she felt. Rokuro is training with all his heart in order to defeat his brother Shigure. And Kurogane used up his own head to forge a powerful blade.
None of that is very logical.
Yeah, I don't know quite how to put it, but I think it's all amazing.
Aren't you forgetting someone?
Magilu is traveling with us, even though she doesn't care. And that...
Yes, go on.
That's
I
weird.
don't really understand what that's about. Miss Magilu, hang in there!
Well, it is amazing in some sense, I suppose.
Hey, that's actually a good point. Why is she in the party? Also, when do we get 20 hours in? When did that happen? How?
Hello there. You're headed to Loringen Tower too? Just a bit ago, a brawny, silver-haired man asked me how to get there.
Did he say why he was going there?
Something about meeting some friends of his. Exorcists use that tower to train, right? If he has exorcist friends, then maybe he's one too. But he seemed a bit rough and tumble to be an exorcist. I can't imagine a man like him.
Did he say anything else?
He said someone else might stop by and ask about the tower, and told me to tell him if they do. Did he mean you?
No clue.
So he was planning on us following him. What's he scheming?
You mean Zavid? Or the Abbey?
Both.
Loringen Tower lies beyond the Bernac Plateau.
Blah! If you're gonna set up an obvious trap, couldn't it at least be someplace more convenient?
Hey, move right
They were nothing.
I'm not a fan of long, scary things.
Have you looked in a mirror lately?
You really go crazy with all that paper.
You think I'm the one that's going crazy?
Don't get overconfident. But I'm this close, I won't miss! Form zero!
Oh shit. Oh, that dodged the healing. We won though. You got 117 on my grade. What?
I unleashed all my power. Maybe I...
That'd be increased magic better, right? We should use fire attacks, so that's fine.
Well then, let's move on.
Guardian was angry at it.
Hold on. You can read a Guardian's... Well, that about does it.
On to battle. Sorry to cut you down. You'll be rust on my blade.
I hope I did a good job.
It's helpful. Um.
This
Don't waste my time.
But I'm this close. I won't miss. Form zero.
Are you hurt? Can you stand?
yeah.
Yes, I'm hurt against that. Good.
Time to dish out Spanky. Leave this to me. Ready? Let it down.
Well, that about does...
Victory is ours.
You better be ready.
Oh.
I did a good job.
Where's Scatterburst going?
I'll end this quickly. No mercy! Wounds that won't heal.
Wow, all sorts of things popped out.
Yep, it's a whimsical wonderland over here.
Well then, let's move on. Don't get overconfident.
Wounds that won't heal.
Well, that about does it.
Jump off to slide gelatin with ease. What? I guess RPG gelatin's different, right?
Hey, is everyone all right?
Love you, Lou. You're making it kind of obvious.
This one, it's happy. Good.
Come on, really?
I'm sure we'll be able to get that later, and it won't even be relevant.
We won, right?
You sure did.
What's wrong, Laphicet?
I was just wondering why Aizen and Zavid can't work together to find Ifreed.
All men their age care about is their reputation, their street cred. Such a hassle.
Oh, really?
Well, I can't fully deny it.
The same could be said of women, and of everyone, really. It's hard to work alongside someone unless you strive to understand their thoughts and feelings.
And if you can't?
Well,
It's like Zavid said. You start talking with your fists instead.
Sounds harder than I thought.
Opposite becomes Norman. Okay. That looks fun.
Hey, is everyone all right?
Okay, we'll have Maggie do with the back furniture.
are we ready for this?
Sure is. Each successive hit at the BG gate with the sword. That's good.
Whoa! Hot water is spouting out of the mountain!
And look at those rainbows.
This is one of the 7 wonders of the world, the Bernak Geyser. The water heats up from underground until the pressure forces it to spray up from the surface.
And the rainbows are caused by light reflecting from the salts suspended in the mineral water. It took tens of thousands of years for the minerals to accumulate here and form this phenomenon.
Wowee!
That was very educational.
At least you know plenty of trivia, if nothing else.
Additionally, the groundwater veins that feed this geyser are connected to the sea. Because of this, every now and then a boiled octopus or crab will shoot out from the geyser!
No way!
That's impossible. Well, not impossible, but
With the salt content of the geyser's water, I bet they're seasoned to perfection.
Magulu, I'm declaring your bizarre imagination the 8th wonder of the world.
People say that all the time.
you thought I'd stop there. Annihilating! I still need a lot of training.
Is training hard?
It's necessary, so no, I don't think so.
I did it! Did you see that? I beat it!
This fight is over!
Victory is ours.
You better be ready.
One down.
You really do have a peculiar air about you.
Don't get him. I unleashed all my power. Maybe I overdid it.
Maybe. You sure did, Luffy said. Good job.
Aizen!
Did you get the medicine to the ship's crew?
Yeah.
Good. My thanks to you.
These soldiers won't be happy in the morning, but they're alive. Is this your work?
No. They were like this when I got here. It must have been Zavid.
He didn't kill a single one. Interesting.
The Abbey is going to great lengths to arrest him.
Even so, he clearly knows he's walking into a trap. What I don't get is why he roped me into all of this. If he didn't want my help, then what need did he have to play the Ifrid card on me?
If you knew this was a trap, why did you come?
To see for myself. When I met Ifrid, I was wallowing in despair that I would ever find a way to break the Reaper's curse. Stop denying reality, he told me. If you were really born with that curse, then it's a part of you. But if the Reaper learns to grasp the wheel of his life, even he may find his creed, his path through stormy waters. And so, I joined him aboard the Von Eltia.
A creed of life.
Let's say someone's murdered the captain. If it came as the result of him living life on his terms, I could accept that. But if anyone, and I mean anyone, tries to crush his way of life, I could never forgive them.
Who's there?
It's rude to eavesdrop.
If you got secrets, talk about them at home.
Zavid, isn't there any way you and Aizen can work together somehow?
Not if he's going to keep acting like this.
What just happened?
Well, that's how it is.
What was the point of all that posturing? He could have just stayed hidden. Weirdo.
Can't disagree there.
Loringen Tower is a training ground for exorcists, right?
Yes, it's a great edifice built on ancient ruins.
Luffy said, did you ever go there when you were tethered to Teresa?
I don't really remember the beginning of my service to Teresa.
I see.
What sort of training do they do there?
Exorcists are tested and assigned Malakim equivalent to their aptitude with mana. It's also where they practice Moloch arts and study our laws.
So the lower ranks use it as a sparring ground in order to train up to the higher ranks?
No, an exorcist's affinity to mana is not something that strengthens through training. We are given Malakim based on our inborn ability, then learn arts to suit that ability.
So, an orderly is an orderly for life, then?
Correct.
There'd be no spirit of competition then. Don't they want to get stronger, to advance through the ranks?
There'd be no purpose to advancement. Rank signifies nothing more than the type and number of Malakim one can tether. People join the Abbey for only two reasons: to protect people from demons, and to save the world.
Are all of you that dedicated to asceticism?
How sickeningly noble of you.
I wonder if your wills are suppressed just like those of the Malakim you use.
Deviants like you could never possibly understand our motives. In any case, that is who awaits you at Loringen Tower.
So we're in for a rough welcome. I say bring it on. I can't wrap my head around Zavid.
We witnessed his unwillingness to kill before, but it seems he's quite serious about it.
Maybe that's why I don't feel scared of him. Even when he and Aizen were about to fight, I didn't feel tense at all.
Perhaps that's just because you've been around Velvet a bit too long, kiddo. Next to her, few people are frightening.
Do you think so?
Don't ask me.
He doesn't come across as vicious. I think that's why you're not scared.
Because he's just a brawler?
Maybe he's just naive.
Okay, so he's just a naive brawler. He's still involved with Ifrid's disappearance, and he's also taking on the Abbey. I just don't get him.
Me neither.
Uh-huh.
I agree, but I don't understand any of you either.
Take a look at this. Scout ship.
I don't get it.
Get what?
Why did Ifrid let Aizen join his ship, knowing he carried the Reaper's curse with him? What good did it do? I just don't see the reason behind it.
Well, if it were me who had that curse, it would mean that you and Velvet could die because of it, right?
Yeah, I suppose so.
If that's the case, then I'd feel like I'd both want to and not want to be close to you two. And I'd probably really, really hate myself for it.
Do you suppose that's how Aizen feels? But Ifrid still took him in. He agreed they'd put up with the curse together.
Yeah.
It's all a bit hard to fathom.
Well, if one thing's for certain, it sounds like Ifrid's a very strong man. At least for a base lawless pirate.
Victory is ours.
Victory is ours. You're right.
Not bad. Aizen, can I ask you about that thing Zavid had?
It belonged to Ifrid, didn't it?
Wait, what?
I've read much of the Abbey's archives on weaponry, but I've never seen anything like it.
He found it when
I know
crossed
this
the Power
place.
Continent. It's a relic from a long-vanished civilization. He's like me and can't resist a good treasure. But of everything we've found, that one was his most prized.
What is it?
I can't say. It seemed like a weapon, but Ifrid wouldn't let anyone touch it. He went off and tested it on his own, then came back all grinning, saying he had an ace up his sleeve the next time we got into a fight.
Then it's definitely some sort of ancient combat device? But why is Zavid looking for Ifrid? To apologize for stealing it?
He doesn't seem like that much of a gentleman.
Did he really steal it?
What do you mean?
It's just my feeling, but Zavid doesn't seem like the type of Malak to steal something so precious.
He said he just picked it up. Perhaps he's trying to return it.
Perhaps.
This is desert from later on. And, the other game, Berseria. I know because there was a wallet with the same things on it.
Well then, let's move on. Let's move on.
Yeah.
Your style is really...
You'll be rushed on my blade.
I had no problems here.
No one on guard. They're really not bothering to hide this trap.
They probably knew we'd sense it. The question now is just what they're planning to spring on us.
The Tower of Sacrifice. It's the rock there. Yes.
Aizen, when and how did Ifrid disappear exactly? And how did you two meet in the first place?
You know, you ask an awful lot of questions about us.
What? I don't mean to pry, really. Perhaps it's a habit I picked up from my work. Drat. It seems I've been digging too hard.
No matter. Ifrid vanished about a year ago. He agreed to fight a duel against someone, and secretly left to meet his opponent. Once we figured out what was happening, we rushed to the scene. But all we found was the aftermath of a fight, and a pendulum.
Was Zavid his opponent?
Given his choice of weapon and his ability to fight, I'd say it's likely.
What I don't get is why Ifrid would end up captured and imprisoned by the Abbey after a fight with a stray Moloch.
The Abbey had him prisoner?
On their island. Until an exorcist named Melchior took him away, that is.
What? Lord Melchior did?
The Abbey would have captured Ifrid about a year ago. Surely it must have caused quite a stir.
I was simply patrolling. I wasn't involved in any such operations. Oh, but I do remember that we suffered a great number of casualties around that time. I never heard why, and when I went to investigate, I found no records of any major deployment. And then I was ordered to cease any such investigation by Lord Melchior.
That's fishy.
He wanted to hide something, clearly. And I think I'm starting to get a picture of what it was.
And it involves the Abbey?
My shoes. Oh, nice, nice. Going through so many equipments. Maybe we'll go for less later on. Well, that looks important. Ifried?
Ifried.
So, this is Von Ifried.
Eisen, it's good to see you again.
So you're alive. You could have sent a letter.
When have you ever written a letter to another man?
True. Aside from my little brother, not even once.
Your
Little
brother?
what?
Ah, yes. You told me that once. Eisen, why?
I've got no brother.
Oh shit!
Enough of your tricks!
Thanks for luring him out. I owe you one.
Zavid.
Now come on out, you old coot!
Lord Melchior.
Breaking through my double illusion. Impressive. I'm making a point not to fall for the same tricks twice. I shouldn't have let you get away last time. I won't make that mistake again.
Are we fighting these guys?
What? Why am I here?
Her consciousness has returned, so that is its power.
turned her into a demon.
What? This can't be happening.
What?
A chain reaction. Your Reaper's curse is quite a dreadful affliction, isn't it? Don't you run away!
Heads up! Wyvern's coming!
Why would an exorcist create a demon?
Hey, worry about that later. Goddamn dragons to take care of.
Aren't they wyverns? You know what? That's fine. Hey, good job, Luffy said.
Looks like you got caught in your own trap, old man. Oh, are you sure about that? What the?
I'll take care of the last one.
He just saved the wyvern?
You folks jump in and kill without a second thought. Is that your creed? Marvelous. Your Siegfried is just the power I've been looking for. What? My work here is done.
Shit.
What the hell did you do? Wait, damn you! Follow them!
Rising Falcon.
Where the hell did they go?
Find them. They can't have gotten far.
Aren't they though? Wait, don't I have upgrades? You're not at the top? They go outside.
Damn, he's sure got some speedy legs for an old fart.
I'm glad to see you're okay, Zavid.
It's not me that I'm worried about.
Melchior was highly interested in your weapon. And yet he didn't steal it. Surely a legate like him could snatch it if he wanted to.
Why bother stealing it when you can just copy its hidden formula? Some arts can decipher the workings of other arts in a split second. And guess what Melchior's specialty is?
As he left, he said, "My work here is done."
The Abbey must have some use for that unknown art. Who knows what? After all, they brought it here from another continent.
And we'll find out what they're after and crush it to dust.
Let me ask you just one question. Why do you have Siegfried?
I'm counting on you, he said. Back when I served the Exorcists, they sent me on a mission to capture Ifrid.
Zavid, you were once their slave?
Yeah.
Wait, what?
My mind was under the influence of Inominat's domain. But when Ifrid aimed this baby at me, one shot was all it took to open my eyes. The fight we had after that was one for the books. He might have been a human, but that guy was a beast. Put a song in my soul. But then Melchior had to jump in and spirit Ifrid away with one of his damned illusions. That old bastard. Playing tricks with people's minds.
But why'd he grab Ifrid and not Siegfried when he had the chance?
He probably didn't know at the time that this guy was the real prize he was after. But Ifrid knew. Right before he was taken, he distracted Melchior long enough to hand Siegfried over to me. Well, that's all I know. Whether you believe me or not is up to you.
Got it. We're done here.
Huh? That was easy.
Ifrid only says I'm counting on you to people he trusts.
Is that so?
So, what are you gonna do now?
Gotta keep looking for Ifrid. Still gotta give this back and settle our score.
I doubt you have much time left to get that done.
I'd hazard a guess that until now, Melchior was unaware what Siegfried could really do. In other words, he and the Exorcists weren't able to interrogate anything out of their captive.
And now that Ifrid's no longer needed, I see no reason for them to keep him alive.
You think I don't know that?
If you really want to save Ifrid, you probably ought to team up with us.
Nope. No can do.
Why not?
If he's been in the
I'll
party
do
you've never
anything
gained.
to achieve your goals. Even kill. Sorry, I'm a fighter, not a killer. I won't steal a single life. That's just my creed.
And I've got no intention of changing our pirate creed either.
Aizen and Zavid have their own creeds. They both have such strong principles, even though they're so different.
Just like humans.
Oh right, because she was in the Abbey, so she would have thought that.
Take a look. Scout ship setting sail.
Well, that was sure something. Melchior and his illusions are cheats.
There's no cheating in combat.
What I meant is that they were awfully dirty tricks for an upstanding exorcist.
And the illusion seemed so real. Had that gone on any longer, I wouldn't have been able to tell what was real and what was fake.
If it can't be distinguished from reality, perhaps one could live a happier life within the illusion.
That sort of happiness can rot.
You think so?
But by using illusions, you can defeat an opponent without causing them any physical harm.
Oh, how humane. Wow, the Abbey is so great.
Lord Melchior is an exemplary man who has served Lord Artorias since before the Abbey's founding.
Oh, that makes him sound even
With
worse,
logistical
doesn't it?
planning to defense strategy and even political negotiations. He shows the utmost concern, even for his opponents, so
He turned a friendly Moloch into a dragon.
that was...
Physical wounds can heal. Emotional wounds never fully fade.
yeah, but...
Don't lose heart, Eleanor. Foul play is foul play, but you're talking to a demon and a witch. Who can judge?
I appreciate that you're trying to console me, but as an exorcist, I cannot accept this.
We're finished here. Let's go.
I hope I did a good job.
Turns to Van Eltia. That was a fucking waste. Maybe I can just buy more, but goddamn, it wasn't supposed to happen.
I thought I smelled someone pondering. What's on your mind, Laphicet?
I know Siegfried comes from another continent and all, but do you know anything else about it, Rokuro?
Nope, can't say I do. All I care about are swords. That contraption doesn't interest me much.
I suppose that makes sense. But it looked real powerful.
Just guessing based on how we saw Zavid use it, I'd say it amplifies his power somehow.
An amplifier. It's true that he seemed to get stronger when he fired it at himself.
Yeah, and it gave that dying legendary wyvern enough strength to escape.
But wasn't it also what he used to dispel Melchior's illusions back there?
That was also amplification. The Malachim are the source of his arts. The relic pushed them past their limits and kablooey.
Suffice it to say, it can be used both offensively and defensively. It must be very hard to master.
More important is what the Abbey plans to do with it. Not that I really care.
Laphicet? May I ask you something?
What is it?
The girl with the umbrella from Lord Melchior's illusion. What is her connection to Aizen? I don't think he'd answer if I asked him myself.
I don't know. I was wondering about her as well. She was pretty, wasn't she?
Oh, so you like a girl who's cute, but with a bit of sophistication.
Really? I thought his type was more like
Shh. What's going on?
We were discussing a delicate topic. Laphicet's first crush, if you must know.
Oh.
No, we weren't. We were just talking about the umbrella girl from the illusion.
The umbrella girl. That illusion made Aizen hesitate. She must be really important to him.
Indeed. It must be a deep, naughty relationship.
Come on now.
Like a wife he wants to leave but he can never let go. Or a lover from whom he can't move on.
No, that's too wild. And she's too young.
Yeah, it's not that. What's more likely for a self-serving pirate is a daughter from a woman who only knows him by a fake name. Perhaps one whom he cast aside, or who cast him aside.
Welcome in.
And maybe she was somebody he couldn't marry for some reason. But when she died, he raised her daughter for her.
He had been friends with her since they were children. But they only realized their true feelings after they had been married to someone else.
Is this their idea of romance? In any case, beware of girls, Laphicet.
Right.
Beware of girls, Calpito. Beware of girls. Also, we got a clip of me getting a 127 grade somewhere from the amorphous dude that keeps popping in.
I still need a lot of training.
Is training hard?
No, we have to kill a bunch of things for that, right? You missed my last attacks.
This fight is over.
Or is it? Stream chain.
but I'm this close. I won't miss. Form zero. Vengeance. Forget the pain and move. Blades of wind. Tremble. Black death. Blades of wind.
Sorry to cut you down. Victory is ours.
Victory is ours. Victory will always be ours. I recommend you don't suggest how I play games.
Just how does this sword work?
Don't touch it. You'll hurt yourself.
In other words, the rest of her is fair game.
Not unless you really want to get hurt.
I don't know why you think you should be doing that. I did not ask for assistance. I even sent you a message being, hey, don't do that. Are you really that bad at this game that you don't understand level grinding? Again, we're on moderate. I don't want to have to get stuck in the middle of a fight that I can't win because I forgot to like grind up on something, as well as the equipment grinding is based on your grade system, and I've got most of my equipment maxed out as I'm going along, so you have to wait on something else. But if you're here to see more story from the game you like, go play it.
I can't even call that a
Anyway, let's have fun. You get the ice attack though.
Victory is ours. Victory is ours.
No, we'll put Eisen in for now. Ship off the set.
I'll finish this quick.
Why does that miss?
This is the Rangetsu style.
So that's the Rangetsu style?
No.
So then here to here is the Rangetsu style?
Just what do you think my style is?
The Rangetsu style.
But I'm this close. I won't miss. Form zero. One down. No escape.
no one is injured.
Let's see.
You sure you want me for this?
Also, wait. Why are you telling me how to select the close enemy? That's in the fucking tutorial. If you're still there, leave. Like, actually, yeah. I'm pretty sure you're just here to be annoying now. There you go. Console.
Nothing can stop these fists.
Playing good at the game. You give tutorial advice. You're probably not very good at that game, because the tutorial was like 20 hours ago.
We're finished here. Let's go.
Four. We might, sorry, I get it easily going. I need to update Ivan's attack patterns. They're not set up in a way that I can actually fight efficiently, and that's not good. Except for that shit. That was good.
You're just lucky I made it quick.
Lethal pain, lethal pain. Form 0.
Eat it! Blaze of wind, slice them! Air thrust! Who wants them next?
Oh fuck. Okay, both just do it again? Yeah. Thank you, Magilu. Yay!
Did you see my complete and utter victory? Did you?
This fight is over.
Equal pain.
Well then, let's move on.
Let's move on indeed.
Take a look at this. Well, well. Now here's a fine haul.
Great. Let's do this one Rangetsu style, guys.
I knew this would be big. What a treasure!
Feels warrior or traded. Okay.
Scout ship setting sail.
Those things are basically the same, right? Berserk's platter. Palmier. Butter and sugar. Oh, it's for berserkers then.
Fine, fine. I'll join your little combat crew.
I have to fight too?
Let's figure its eyes enough. What do we grab? We want verdict at the top. I think that'll work out fine. Just remember B to start his combos.
we gonna do?
What's wrong?
This dog came up with a book in its mouth. Here, take a look.
Huh. It looks pretty old. I've never seen this kind of writing before.
It's not ancient Avarost, that's for sure. Part of it looks like a chronology, so maybe it's a history book?
If I were to guess, I'd say they're Meliodacian characters, which would peg it at about 2,000 years old. It's more recent than Avarost, but the writing has fallen completely out of use.
All kinds of notes are written throughout the book, too. Someone must have been studying it.
If it's research material, that might make it Videl's book.
Videl? Who's that?
He's a weird kid who's way into studying history. He lives at the inn.
Could you maybe deliver the book to him for us? We were told not to get too close to him, so...
Yeah, sure. I guess.
That's a bit mean. Don't get too close to the kid. But we can side quest now. Okay. Guess it would make sense now the map's opened up.
My book! My book! Where could I have left it?
We have it.
Are you Videl? Is this yours?
My book! Oh, that book is super important to me. Thank you.
I'm Laphicet. I hope you don't mind that we flipped through some of it. Can you actually read Meliodacian script?
You recognize Meliodacian writing? That's unusual in this day and age.
Oh, it's not that big of a deal, really.
When I grow up, I want to be an adventurer who travels the world and explores lots of ruins.
Huh,
Sure,
have we ever heard that
anything,
before?
I've been studying ancient history, starting with the Era of Darkness.
The Era of Darkness? You're referring to the Dark Period, right?
Right. Almost no written records from the age have survived. But if you compare the history before and after, you can tell something major must have happened.
Wow, that's fascinating.
I know!
Look at those two, all worked up over an old book. My little brother was just like that too. Laffy and our brother used to.
We received reports of suspicious persons in the area. Have you seen anything?
Not good. They're onto us.
Quickly, hide in my house.
Hide my house, okay.
Videl, have you seen anyone suspicious recently?
Sorry, sir. I've been absorbed in my book.
That's all right, thanks. Look, I know it must be tough living alone with your mom. Just remember, your father's a praetor. He's out there fighting to protect us all. Keep your chin up for his sake at least, all right?
Uh-huh.
Thanks for your help, Videl.
Videl, your father is an exorcist?
Yeah, he is. But don't worry, I won't say anything about you and your friends.
Yay!
I'm a friend too.
Really?
And to prove it, I'll let everyone in on a big secret. This book tells you how to make an Omega Elixir, an incredibly ancient and powerful medicine. If I'm reading it right, you need 5 ingredients in order to create the elixir. I've only translated one of them so far, but I'll tell you what it is.
That's really nice of you, Videl. But I don't have any way to repay you for this.
Oh, please, think nothing of it. I'd just like it if you came and talked with me again sometime.
Of course.
Okay.
What are friends for?
So these people can see Malux without resonance. Or the rest. What?
The Omega Elixir. That's an ancient medicine said to be able to cure any disease. But it was my understanding that no samples or recipes survived the Era of Darkness.
Meliodacian script was used prior to the Era of Darkness, so I guess it's possible that Videl's recipe might be legit.
He's just a kid. I don't know how much we can trust his translation.
You saw his notes. I doubt many adults could even get anything out of that book. He might be onto something.
Kids are more capable than we give them credit for, especially where their interests lie.
I think we can trust Fidel.
Laffy used to read books intently like that, too.
Furthermore, couldn't a hypothetical Omega Elixir be quite useful to you, Velvet?
Laffy-set, you look like you really want to track down those ingredients.
Yeah, I do.
Personally, I don't really care. But if you want to look for them, I won't stop you.
Okay.
Why does that seem like it's important? Alright, I'm gonna call it a night there, because we're back in town. We'll be back tomorrow with more Tales of Berseria, unless I take a break from it. Yeah, well, if you're done so already, I'll leave my Discord in the chat. And good night, everyone.